Alright, what's going on, guys? Had a fun start to the league so far, or season. Level 100, hero level 11, so far so good. Got a very lucky save on this character with the fair bit of instability that the servers have been having. I died at one point and had a grace of good luck from the bad servers in that I did not lose my character. So that was at only like level 30 or so, but it did help being on my first playthrough that I didn't have to go through some of the slower content again. I wanted to make this video to kind of go over the relics that I've grabbed and kind of give you an idea of some of the ones that are better. I by no means have a perfect setup, but you know, I have a fair bit of the good ones. So like for starters, some of the ones you want to get every single time, any character, doesn't really matter. Holy Grail, every character. That's a big mandatory on that one. Doesn't matter the character. This is basically like one of the best relics you can get on every single character. And I'd follow that up with Horned Mask. This allows you to get only positive buffs from all the demon shrines, and no negative ones, which is a massive boost to clear speed and just your overall damage. And I got Monkey King Bar. This is my favorite, and I think overall the overall consensus is everybody kind of prefers the 15 speed. But if you can't get that, Holy Bible is also good. I happen to have both because just the flat stats alone on them are really good. So actually I'm going to just go over through all of them so you can see. So I got Doom Flute, Spoon, Storm Dagger, Rock Belt, Whip, Blazing Boots. You saw Holy Bible, Ogre Club. This one has a chance to stun on hit. It's not shown here, but I believe it has a chance to stun on hit, which is just nice for hardcore, getting that extra utility. Then you have Titan's Gladius, which is very good for... it's cool for clear. It has a chance to instant kill mobs while clearing, but more importantly, when you're bossing, it has a chance to do massive damage. So you'll have a chance to proc this, and it can do, millions of damage on bosses that have millions of health. So it's very good. Then I got a Damned Buckler, armor, and hardcore. Getting some defensive layers is pretty good, hence why I got a second Flight Relic, just for the stamina. Then Token of Luck. It's not mandatory, but it feels good. I have to say, even last season it was only 50%, and I felt like I got more relics. Or, I mean, satanics, not relics. I felt like I got more, though. Book of Belial, that's my use trinket. It says double damage, but it is a 25% damage buff for the duration. Pretty good uptime. Really good for bossing. Really helps smooth that out. I highly recommend that one. Then Frostmourne, 2% strength, 2% energy, and the Ice Shockwave has a chance to freeze mobs, so it's just more of that utility while giving me a little bit of stat. I don't care about the energy, but the strength. Just giving me that little bit of a layer. Commander Sword, attack speed, strength, pretty standard. Butcher's Knife, more speed, more strength. We got Golden Cube. I believe I mentioned that in my last video, Golden Cube. That with the Bonsai Tree. I'm still looking for Triforce, so I still have a few more relics I need. Then I got Golden Ring, just that 3% stam, and Cheeseburger for 4% stam. And then we got Damien's Amulet, which if you're a strength character, this is a must. A must if you're playing a strength character. Tequila, also very, very good. rice and chopsticks. I really like this one for hardcore. It just allows you to have a further layer. It doesn't work on like big act bosses or wormhole bosses, but disarming mobs really mitigates a lot of damage that you could take. And I said Bonsai Tree is alongside Golden Cube, and then Triforce would theoretically be, you know, in one of these slots. We got the Holy Grail, Monkey King Bar, that Horned Mask, and then Oversized. So this is really good for some characters, others not so much. You're just going to get bigger projectiles. And some characters, it's not just projectiles, it's AoE, and will increase just your AoEs. So some don't have much effect from it, but one of the other characters that I've played somewhat, the Demon Slayer, if you've seen their bullet hell ability, that gets affected by it. So, and that, you know, you get massive AoE differences from stuff. And then I went with Metal Detector for just the quality of life. It's very, very good. Just allows you to not waste much time when mining, which you should be doing a lot of in the beginning. When you're going through the difficulties, while you're in normal, mine everything until you get, you know, +0 mining skill from mining anymore. You need to get 100 mining to be able to mine iron in Nightmare. But in normal, you want copper for days, because copper is how you can roll relics with the copper. And then in Nightmare and Hell, do the same, mine until you get to 0, but then after that you don't really have to mine anymore of those, because they just allow you to roll legendaries and mythics, and by the time you're in those difficulties, you can kind of roll those without the ore. You don't really need to spend the time on the ore to roll those at that point. And then I said I had to get Triforce still. One other one would be Magic Mushroom, which is going to be my mandatory. It's like Holy Grail, but it's +1, so it allows you to get the maximum amount of plus to all talents. And then my third one, I haven't fully decided yet. There's a lot of good options. A lot of good utility options and things like that. For example, let's see, what's a couple? I'm looking at the wiki on my other screen here. So, Basilisk Tooth for a 1% chance to petrify on hit, just for more utility. There is Witch's Finger, which is going to also be a utility option that could turn enemies into an apple head, stunning them for 3 seconds. It's just another stun on hit that's very good. Oh, actually, no, I don't want that. I forgot. See, there's so many relics, it's hard to keep track of them all. It's easy to forget about some. That third slot is going to be Amazon Spears for me. 15 speed, 2% attack speed. In this game, for clear speed and for safety, speed is the name of the game. You know, can't get hit if you can't get caught, right? So yeah, so it's going to be Triforce, Magic Mushroom, and Amazon Spears are going to be the 3 that I finish out with. And this even still is by no means a perfect setup. There's a lot of good options that I didn't take. It's just going to kind of be up to you. I could have not taken Frostmourne, and I could have taken Dirge, which would have been 3% attack speed, 3% strength. You know, there's a lot of variance in what you take, and I mean, a lot of it's going to be based on your character and how you feel about it. And at the end of the day, it's not fully set in stone. You can always reset all relics, but you know, if you do that, you lose your flight, then you're back to dying in the water. And once you have the flight, see water no longer. I can jump in the water for days. Nothing, not a problem. All thanks to flight. So yeah. Before I go, I want to give you a little bit of a showing of like where my damage is now. So I'll just run a quick dummy test so you can kind of see, get an idea of like how much damage I'm doing single target. So not a ton yet. You know, it's just kind of idling around, you know, this 600k mark right now, which is fine. We got some defensive upgrades recently that kind of dropped our damage a little bit, but, you know, worth it in terms of getting res is eventually capped and things like that. This is kind of where the damage is at. Satanics wise, got diamond boots, super good, 99% quality too, which is awesome. Getting that all res damage reduction, big stamina, you know, just that defensive layer. And then I got an Eye of Scotty, which no cold damage, but strength stam, damage reduction, some reses, attack speed, good across the board. Aside from the cold damage, don't really care about that. But what's she gonna do? It's a damage. Otherwise, just gotten, you know, mythics with stam. You know, for the most part, looking for stam. You know, see, oh, look at that. There's an upgrade. You know, I feel like I had those on and maybe accidentally swapped, but, yeah, I think these were the clothes I was actually wearing. That's a big oops. I'm glad I caught that before I vendored. You know, but basically, just going for the fizz damage if I can, the stam, you know, the reses will come. They're not something that I really worry about on the mythics. And then, yeah, just kind of getting as much, you know, as much defensive layers as we can. So right now I have 55k life. As I've gotten hero levels for now, I'm putting everything into armor, just a big up on my damage reduction. So right now we have 25,000 damage reduction, with armor being at 11.5k. Thing about damage reduction is that it's just flat damage reduction. That's how it works. So I can go, I'm in Hell 5 right now, so I haven't made it to Inferno yet, but I can give it a show that in Hell 5 I'm not really taking much damage. You know, I'm taking some, but the damage reduction is getting there to the point that hopefully soon I will just, you'll see, negate, and my health won't be touched. And I will just be fully negating all the damage in Hell difficulty, and then, you know, at that point, maybe working my way into Inferno, just for a little bit of the clear speed. You know, you can kind of see, brief, oop, that's a dead end. Kind of crap on things clear speed wise. Kind of just does work. Those chain traps really coming in. Let's go into Fields of Battle. So yeah, chain traps are the main ability that we're, you know, doing all of our damage with, and really just, yeah, it does work. Pretty much just clears everything. Stuff gives little trouble when they're all getting pulled by the chain traps and, you know, not really doing much damage to me in the first place. So, just trying to get more Satanics so we can get a little more damage. A weapon would be ideal. Then we get a big damage up, and then if I get a weapon, I can basically just right then go into Inferno, push to that. But until then, we'll just hopefully get more and more armor upgrades and stuff. My weapon is decent for a mythic, not the best, just going for as much of a base weapon damage as I can. So that's why I'm using a two-hander. Ideally, I use a one-hander at some point. But for now, while I'm using mythics, I'm just going to go with two-hander because weapon damage, I get one-handed Satanics with 16,000 base weapon damage. So for now, you know, just getting as much as I can is the best bet. Lastly, talents, Chain Trap, Master Trapper 2020, both of those. Pretty much for Marauder, this is the way in my eyes. Juggernaut Side of the Tree did get a buff for this patch, so I can't say yet how those are faring. They're probably pretty good. A lot of these things got upped on their proc rates and their damage scaling and stuff. That's annoying. So yeah, it's like just fairly could be good on this side of the tree, but for now I'm just sticking to what I know. So 2020 on Chain Trap, Master Trapper, that's how we get out 3 traps at once. Very good. Then you got Serrated Chains, just a really good dot. That one, which if I get the set, then my Chain Traps can apply this dot, which is just super ups the clear speed when we're ripping out Serrated Chains and applying Rend Flesh by ripping them out and guaranteed applying this. But even just applying this on attack, also really good. And then I have 16 points into Trophy Hunter just for, you know, as I clear, when it gets 10 stacks, you can get a vibe. Well, maybe I'm going to drop them. Oh, nice. Dropped them. Okay, let's get 10 stacks if I can. There's not very much density in this map, I guess. There we go, 10 stacks. Okay, so the damage reduction was like, you know, 25k, now 66. Really, really ups it. 190% increased damage reduction while at 10 stacks, and you can pretty much, once you get to 10 stacks, just sustain it if you're just pushing through. So it's really good. So yeah, that's where we're at. That was a little brief tidbit on the relics. If you have any questions or just anything you want to add, any relic that you think is ideal that I didn't get, because like I said, my list is by no means perfect. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, guys, and hope you enjoy this one. Thanks for watching.